This is the DREO fan for bedroom. After spending some time with it, I thought it might be helpful to share what I've noticed so far. I've been using it mainly in my bedroom, with some time in my home office as well. My main reason for trying it was noise. I like having air moving while I sleep, but some pedestal fans make a low motor hum or a clicking sound that becomes distracting at night. This fan has been very quiet at the lower speed settings. I can still hear the air moving, but I don't notice much motor noise. Around speed 3, it gives me enough airflow for sleeping without sounding harsh. At the lowest setting, I sometimes have to look at the blades to check that it is running. The airflow feels more focused than the airflow from a normal pedestal fan. It does not spread out as widely right in front of the grill. Instead, it pushes a narrower stream of air farther across the room. The listed range is up to 90 feet, though I have not measured that distance myself. What I can say is that I can feel it clearly from the other side of my bedroom. At higher speeds, the fan moves a good amount of air. It also gets more noticeable, which is expected. The sound is still smooth, but I would not call the top setting silent. I usually only use the higher levels when the room is warm or when I want to move cooler air from one area to another. The head swings from side to side through a 90-degree range. That works well when I do not want the air pointed at me all night. It spreads the breeze across the bed and around the room instead. The movement has been steady, and I have not noticed any clicking while it turns. The head can also tilt up and down through a wide range. I have used it pointed slightly upward to circulate air toward the ceiling. I have also aimed it down while drying a freshly cleaned floor. The vertical angle is manual, so I have to move the head by hand. Only the side-to-side movement is automatic. That is worth knowing if automatic vertical movement matters to you. Setup was simple. I attached the base, connected the pole, placed the fan section on top, and tightened the parts. I did not need much time, and the instructions were easy enough to follow. The base feels heavy for its size. It stays planted when the fan is running at full speed, and I have not had problems with shaking or wobbling. The fan can be adjusted from about 38 to 42 inches tall. That small range is useful, but it is also one of the limitations. My mattress sits fairly high, and I sometimes wish the fan could extend a few more inches. If you have a tall bed frame, it may sit lower than you expect. The controls are on top of the fan head. They are easy to reach if the fan is next to a desk or bed. There is also a remote, and that is what I use most of the time. I can change the speed, turn on oscillation, set the timer, or switch modes without getting up. The remote includes a mute option for the button sounds. I appreciate that at night because I can adjust the fan without a loud confirmation beep. The display can also be turned off. That matters more than I expected. Some fans have bright displays that light up the whole room, but this one can stay dark while it runs. There are 8 speed settings and 3 modes. I usually stay with the normal mode because it is simple and predictable. The auto setting uses the room temperature to adjust the speed. It can be useful during the night when the room becomes cooler, though I still prefer choosing my own setting most of the time. The timer runs for up to 8 hours. That covers a normal night of sleep for me. I sometimes set it for a few hours when I do not need the fan running until morning. It would be nice to have a longer timer, but 8 hours should be enough for many people. There is an aroma compartment where I can add a small scented pad. I tried it with a few drops of lavender oil. The scent spread gently while the fan was running. I would keep the amount small because too much oil can become strong in a closed bedroom. I see this as an extra feature rather than a main reason to buy the fan. Cleaning looks manageable. The grill and blades can be removed, which is useful because dust collects on any fan after regular use. This takes a little more effort than wiping the outside, but being able to reach the blades should make a proper cleaning easier. Compared with the tower fan I used before, this one sends air farther and gives me more control over the direction. The tower fan spread air across a wider area close to the unit, but the breeze became weak across the room. Compared with a basic pedestal fan, this model is quieter at low speeds and takes up less visual space around the head. There are a few practical things I would change. The height adjustment is limited. The remote holder is a basic plastic clip, and it can slide if it is not attached tightly. The power cord also connects higher on the pole instead of near the floor, so hiding the cable takes more effort. This is a corded fan, so it needs to stay near an outlet. There is no battery for moving it around without unplugging it. It also does not have Wi-Fi, app control, or voice assistant support. I did not need those features, but anyone building home automation should know that the controls are limited to the panel and remote. Before using it, I was concerned that the smaller fan head might not move enough air for a whole bedroom. That has not been a problem in my room. The focused airflow reaches farther than I expected. I was also concerned about stability, but the weighted base has stayed steady during daily use. I think this fan makes sense for someone who wants quiet airflow near a bed, desk, or couch. It is also useful for a smaller room where a large pedestal fan would take up too much space. Light sleepers may appreciate the low-speed noise, the mute control, and the option to turn off the display. It may not be the right choice if you need a very tall fan, automatic vertical movement, battery power, or phone controls. It also may not suit someone who prefers a very wide and soft breeze right next to the fan. The airflow here feels more direct. My experience has been positive, but I would base the decision on the features that matter in your room. I like the quiet lower speeds, stable bass, remote, and focused airflow. I can live with the short height range and manual vertical adjustment. If those trade-offs sound reasonable, I think it is worth considering for a bedroom or quiet workspace. If you have any questions about how it works in daily use, leave them in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more practical product reviews. Thank you for watching.